Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Google Docs training that we're going to go through for today. It's going to cover some of the different items that you have within Google Documents, as well as some ways that you can use them for anything that you may be working on, whether or not it is Toastmasters related. I hope that there is something that you can take from this and use within your future. So here is a quick Google Docs presentation that we're going to go through. A brief overview of what we will be discussing today is we're going to do an introduction over Google Docs, all the items that are within it, and all the applications that you can use. We're going to talk about Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Google Forms. A lot of the Google document applications are very similar to applications that you may already be running on your PC or Mac, such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and also its equivalent numbers if you are running a Mac, which is a great way to make it be more intuitive to use. So there's less of a learning curve apart from it being based in your browser rather than an application that is a part of your computer. It's great for a collaboration tool because more than one person can be in the document at the same time. I know for me, when I'm at work, if there's a file that's shared between multiple parties, and sometimes when you try to enter it, it'll say that it's locked for editing because someone is already in it and that you can only open that up as a read-only file. With Google Documents, anyone and any number of the people who the document is shared with can be in and be working on the file at the same time. And it's very easy to share the documents with other people. Simply, if you have a Google/Gmail account, you can share it with somebody else who has one as well, which makes it a great way to easily share it with the people who you want it to work with, and they can all go in and make those changes and add their own parts as they see fit. If you want to simply share, I have a screen right here for Google Documents. If you see I have a box around the share icon, you can simply click that to start the process of sharing the file with someone. Where here it's going to say share with people and groups. If you add in an email address right there and hit done, it'll start to share it with those people. And if you already have people in your address book, people that you've already shared with, sent emails with, it's easy for their names to just auto-populate in there once you start typing it in, which further makes it easy to share these documents with other people that you are working with in the process. Another item you can do is I have this screen right here. If you see the menu I have there, I have comment selected. You can put comments on the article so that other people who are collaborating with you within the project can also see and make those changes as they need to. Or if you have questions over something they added in, they can go ahead and provide an answer to that. So it's an easy way to have communication within the document. And this commenting can apply to any of the items in here. So if you're using Google Word or Google Docs rather, then you have that right there and they can easily add those comments in here. In Sheets, which I have open right here, you can also do the same thing. So it makes it a great way to communicate and work with the other people who are on your team. And here you would just type in your comment. And if you see in the comment box there, it says comment or add others with @ So it can make it so that I can direct a comment towards a specific individual even who is collaborating with me on the project, so that it's not something that people think is necessarily for everyone, but people can see the specific questions and or changes needed to be made that are directed towards them and whatever parts of the project that they may be working on. Google Docs. When looking at this, if you are familiar with other word processing applications, this is no different, and it is really easy to work and do your projects in word processing, whether you're typing up a paragraph, a paper, anything. It's really easy to do within the Google Docs applications. I'm kind of keeping that one brief because it's something that more people might be familiar with. But with Google Sheets, I'm going to show a little bit more of what you can do. So for anyone who is familiar with Microsoft Excel or Numbers, for those of you who are running a Mac, this is very similar to what you use on there. And this can be used for a number of things. If you have a bunch of data you want to put in, this is the perfect application for you. If you want to create a table of some sort, this is also a great way to do it. And Excel is also great if you are looking to do something mathematical. It has the ability, or Google Sheets has the ability to do mathematical operations within it as well. And with that, here is an example of that. I just inserted a simple sum function in here. I'm showing you how you can do that. But if you are already familiar with other functions that you can use in Excel, particularly the VLOOKUP function, that is still a part that you can use in Google Sheets. VLOOKUP is a very useful function that you can use. So I'm hoping that all of you are able to take advantage of the formulas that you can use within Excel. And if you want to look them up, you can look up how to do them. It's very similar to how you would use it in other spreadsheet applications. What you can also do here is you can create charts, and particularly one that I think is really great is the pivot table, which if you are already familiar with that in other applications, it's a great way that you can take a large table of information and you can break it down and analyze it in different ways. So that is another useful tool that you can use with the Google Sheets as well. And similarly, as I showed earlier, you can add the comments in towards a specific individual. It's something that you can do here, and they can see what comments you are trying to make for them as well. Google Slides, very similar to PowerPoint. And also, this presentation I'm giving you right now was actually made using Google Slides and not PowerPoint. So to that extent, it's really easy, really intuitive to use, and it's very similar to PowerPoint. As you see on the screen right here, it looks very similar to when you create a new presentation in PowerPoint. It shows up with the title slide, and you can just add a title and a subtitle to your presentation. Google Forms. Google Forms is a unique tool, and it's one that I wasn't familiar with before I really got involved in my current role in Toastmasters, but it's really a great tool to be able to create different questions for people to answer, and then you can view the responses that people gave, and you can analyze the information in that way to see maybe how many people answered a certain question a certain way, and it allows for a very wide range of answers and questions that you can ask them. For instance, I can provide one answer that has a drop down, or I can do short answer even, multiple choice, or checkboxes, and ones that have people answer something on a scale. So I'm really not limited to what kinds of questions that I can ask, and I can find a way to make any question that I want to get people's answers on very easy to get those answers from them. For instance, if I select a short answer question, I can put my question right where it says untitled question. And then when the person is viewing the survey, they see the short answer text. So it'll allow them just to simply type in the answer that they are trying to get for their questions. I can do multiple choice. This is exactly what it sounds like. I would put in a question. Then I can create option 1, 2, 3, 4. I can even go on to more options if I really want to. And the person can select one option that they want to select out of all the options. So this is great if there's a question that only has one answer that somebody is going to be providing some information on. However, I can do checkboxes where I can also ask a question that has multiple options. Say I pick 4 again, but say that I want someone to check all the options that apply. I'd want to use a checkbox because that is a great way to be able to have them select more than one option, particularly one multiple options would be something that would be applicable to them. I can do a drop down. So this would be similar. You can use it in a multiple choice format, but instead of selecting a box or checking a button, I would pull down the option from a list in a drop-down that best matches how I would want to answer the question that is being asked. I can do a linear scale. This one is one of my favorites, and this is great if you're trying to gauge maybe people's knowledge on a particular topic. You can make it be 1 would be if you have minimal knowledge of it, it's something that you haven't been taught yet, or I can go to 5, which would be when somebody has, or at least in their opinion, has fully mastered that topic, and they could pick anywhere between. This is a great way to be able to see that, particularly if you're trying to do a survey on maybe what somebody thought of a presentation, what their knowledge of it was going in. Linear scale is the option that you will be looking for. Conclusion of this, all of the Google documents are very similar to ones that you may be familiar with, and it runs right in your web browser. You can just go in, use your Google account, and be able to use any of these applications. And it's very easy to share these documents, and it can be multiple people within the document at the same time, and it makes it very easy to leave a comment for somebody else. I do hope that you did enjoy this presentation today. It was a high-level overview of some of the different applications within the Google Documents applications. So I do hope you like this, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to District 30 Toastmasters. Thank you.